Hi, good day. My name is John Reeve Quebec from BSBA Section 1, I-403, and I'm here to talk about changes in the environment as an impact of climate change. Now, climate change, what is climate change? It's an apparent phenomenon that we cannot stop and not foresee. We might not be talking about it in our household, but the impact and effects are undeniably seen with our naked eyes. Let's say in December in the Philippines, you are caught fanning yourself like it's summertime in May. Do you think it's just a slight change in our weather or something natural that we, do not need to worry about? You need to think again. The reality is, our Earth's climate is changing and the environment is suffering. The impact and effects are here. Now, the Philippine environment and economy is unique because of its land and demographics. Significant proportion of it is from agriculture, mining, and other primary industries. The Philippines also has income coming from growing services sector like tourism, BPO, business service outsourcing, where I'm currently working, and overseas Filipino workers. Now on this speech, I will share some points and impacts of climate change on the low-lying collection of islands and the consequences that it will have on our nation and its industries. Now, it's predicted that an increase of more than 3 degrees Celsius throughout Southeast Asia is expected. The temperature increase will be reflected in ocean temperatures, particularly at the surface. Now, not only that will the temperature increase affect the oceans, but it will also affect the terrestrial ecosystems in several ways. Now, temperature is quantitatively the most important driver of changes in fire frequency in terrestrial ecosystems. What we mean by this is that because of these temperature changes, we are challenging the living organisms, the terrestrial ecosystems existing in deep waters. They are part of a cycle, and that cycle provides goods to our fishermen. Fishermen with their livelihood is able to produce goods for us and establishments and markets where we, the entire nation, buy our food for our daily meals. Now, if these ecosystems are triggered and ruined, during the cycle, it will create chaos on our oceans, affecting everyone's routine. Now, the ocean is anticipated to increase in temperature. The current state of its warming has been implicated in the northward expansion of the tropical and subtropical. Now, with the current predictions, according to research, the increased temperature combined with the ocean acidification and expected result is significantly, it declines the coral domination reefs and other calcified marine species such as algae, mollusks, and larval echinoderms. Now, this, in combination with cyclone intensification, it'll likely increase the coastal flooding, erosion, and saltwater intrusion, into surface and ground waters. This is important to be discussed because this will affect us, the Philippine island. Now here, our main crops are sugar, coconuts. Each year we produce those thousands and tons of each for export. Now, there is a drastic difference between the commercial ventures and the subsistence farmers in terms of yield, intensity of farming practice, and exports. Now, it should be also noted that fishing and farming are the two sectors with the highest incidence of poverty. Why am I talking about it? We tend to forget most of this time, but let's be honest. We are not taking care of our environment, just like how we allow these farmers and fishermen be paid below the minimum wage. So if you will think of it, these workers will suffer double the effect of climate change. Now, services are a highly profitable and diverse sector for the Philippines, and one which has expanded greatly over the past few years. Tourism is included in the service sector and provided 8.6% of the nation's GDP in 2016, which is up 0.4% from its previous year. Now, construction is also a major employer as the country develops its economy and its population, continues to grow. Now, requiring more infrastructure, you see the condo units rising, erected. One of the main and more controversial industry, though, in the Philippines is mining and instruction industry. Mining and instruction. The Philippines has significant debate over the legality of overseas mine ownership and mining procedures. One thing we're not actually discussing here is how much we will suffer if this illegal production continues. Now, talking about changes or impacts, the green fields and abundant lands that we used to see or our parents used to tell us about, if you will look at this on Google Images, they are now turned yellow and white crumbs left with machine bulldozers. We get commission, yeah, we get profit, we generate profit out of it, but we provide employment. But is that worth the suffering that we will endure in the future? Ask yourself. Another change that I would like to point out is how industries require access to fresh water. This is really important. Fresh water, as a result, overexploitation of groundwater systems can result in land subsidence. It will subside. When this is combined with the climate change, driven impacts of coastal inundation and sea level rise, there is an increased risks of worsened water quality. Water quality is important. This is how we drink. Now, mining poses a significant risk of water contamination. Mining tailings, the excess earth and chemicals used to obtain target metal, these are left to create, dam walls and piers. Now, if they are not sealed or treated correctly, this become poison. They become poison and they can contaminate our fresh water. What are we gonna drink in the future? Let's say, what are we gonna drink if this continues in the next 10 years? Are you telling me you're gonna drink chemical affected water as your as your fresh water? Now, the impact of climate change and industry will likely manifest themselves through impacts on the water resources, agriculture, coastal areas, resources-dependent livelihoods, like the fishermen that I've mentioned, the urban settlements and infrastructures. This will have implication for human health and well-being. How? Food security, for example. A lack of food security will lead to increased vulnerability to diseases. We will have low immune system to fight diseases and viruses. Poor housing also increases risks. Now, with our industries being impacted, how do we continue our employment in this sector? How do we continue to earn, to continue to get paid so we can provide food for our family to our table? How do you even continue for dying? So today, I want you to challenge yourselves. What can I do to lessen, if not stop, these impacts, these effects? It's never too late for a united nation that's aware of its environmental responsibilities as a citizen of this world. It's never too late. Act now. Thank you.